Edgar Allan Poe was an American writer, poet, critic, and editor best known for evocative short stories and poems that captured the imagination and interest of readers around the world. His imaginative storyline and tales of mystery and horror gave birth to the modern detective story. Many of Poe's works, including The Telltale Heart and The Fall of the House of Usher, became literary classics. He is widely regarded as a central figure of Romanticism in the United States and American literature as a whole, and he was one of the country's earliest practitioners of the short story. Poe is generally considered the inventor of the detective fiction genre, and it is further credited with contributing to the emerging genre of science fiction. He was the first well-known American writer to try to earn a living through writing alone, resulting in a financially difficult life and career. The Black Cat is an unbelievable story about a frightened man who is also the narrator. He was a loving person who loves his wife and animals, and slowly his attitude changes by the alcohol. He becomes more emotional and in a horrible and violent killer. One night he comes home very drunk, so he decides to cut one of his cat's eyes and then he hangs it by its neck on a tree until the death. After this tragedy, later at night, his house caught fire and the only wall standing of the ruins had on its surface a black shape similar to his dead cat. Months later, he finds a cat very similar to Pluto, except for the white hair on front of its body. The cat becomes a very good friend to his wife. One morning, this cat also had lost one of his eyes, like Pluto, and slowly the shape of the white hair on front his body changed into shape of gallows. As each day passed, the strong man becomes afraid of the cat and his mind turned to dark. He suddenly one day wanted to kill the cat, but his wife stopped him. He was very angry, so he hit his wife's head with an axe. In the end, the man dies. The Fall of the House of Usher is narrated by a man who tells the story of his visit to the mansion in which his childhood friend lives with his twin sister Madeline, and they both are the last of their very old family. The narrator of Poe describes his friend Roderick Usher like a man that has pale thin face and large clear eyes, and he had thin lips with soft hair. The interesting fact in this story is that Roderick had a strange illness which had been in his family for a long time. It was a nervous illness that made him feel everything stronger than other people. This man sent his friend a letter asking for his help. He arrives to find his friend in a very strange situation. The narrator takes the reader through the story with his voice and shows how the mansion becomes a place where the fantasy merges as the reality.